T844 back with just chilling radio. Hope you guys are chill, staying positive in this negative world. What time? It's 8:14. Gotta keep it chill. If you're new to this, what I basically do is just look at shit I'm interested in, learning stuff, educational stuff. Just the nuance, the new times, the new ages, and comparing it to the old times. I'm the type of person who likes to connect dots on different pages you never knew would connect to each other. I don't know what I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. The joy of childless men. Okay. I was addicted to the fillers. Alright. Let's go to YouTube. Alright. Let's see what the algorithm has picked up recently about the planet. New scientific 51 minutes. It's a little long. Be on that video all night talking. Tales of Space Jockeys lore compilation. Memory gate. Chooses what to remember. Solomon Ring. Let's just scroll. So got that little explorers buttons. Always forget about those. Music. Cardi B safe. Cardi B, hell no. No, thank you. Very not interested. Lady Gaga, not interested. Let's listen. Where is this from? Hong Kong? China? Oh, this song. I'm not in the mood. Okay, it's gonna be some stuff. Movies and TV. We won't watch anything. But we'll see. The Day the Earth Still. Never seen the original. Prometheus. Still need to see that. It's a movie I need to see. Planet of the Apes. Love the originals. They get into some pretty like interesting topics. We'll do that. Movie review. Planet of the Apes, the OG ones. Before we watch anything, I'll try my best first to see if I could do chronological order in the backstory to reason why everything happens. The old ones are pretty badass. Of course, the first one, of course, is like really good. And then the other ones people get iffy about. And then I think there are issues with the chronological time because they pretty much go into the future or something. series. Old Planet of the Apes. Okay, 68 was the first one. Let's see. Now we need a good one. Okay. How does that look? That doesn't look that good, but whatever. Planet of the Apes. This is the first one. This is when they first. So they're set in space. And when they first land, they think they're on a different planet. But what actually happened is, I guess they went like in a loop or something. And so it's because they're in space and time travel. I think they went through like a. They went through like a black hole, I think, or like a wormhole or something. And it just made them go looped in space or something. It just made them loop. But that loop, like they were in cryo. They were sleeping like in cryo, I think. My bad. I forgot how it worked. I forgot what the science behind the reason. They were in cryo. I think that's what it was. This movie came out in 68. When did it come out? 68. And that cryo technology, it's an Alien too. It's an Alien as well. The cryo's an Alien. But they're pretty much in cryo. They're in space. Well, spoilers, by the way. These are old ass movies, whatever. I mean, you gotta watch it yourself too. But this is like they're in space, and then what happens? But they pretty much do like a loop, and they believe they're on a different planet when it's the same planet. They're still on Earth. But then the other movies get into it more because this all takes place on the planet. This all takes place in the future on Earth with where the monkeys rule. It's like those typical like TV movie, that typical cliche where like I'm gonna be saying that a lot now, cliche. That typical style where it's like Max Payne did it. Max Payne, the first Max Payne, they show you the ending to the beginning. Um, they show you the ending of the game in the beginning. But the chronological order is this is like the future, pretty much. And then this one, no, it's because he survives. And then this one, they're hunting him down, I think, or something, beneath the Planet of the Apes. Okay, now back. Now, trying to connect it all. So this one gets into why it all happened. So it starts off on Earth. Because they go back in time. That ship I'm talking about, where they were trying to fix it. But they ended up doing it. They're scientists, the monkeys and shit. And so it's pretty dope ass series. Honestly, all of them are pretty dope. The problem was the makeup and like the mask, the costumes. They went down in quality in like some of them, but the story held up. So basically, the reason why it became this Planet of the Apes was because in the past, humans, what were they doing? Humans had pets, right? It gets into like the human psychology of like having pets, animal companionship. It's a, it's like a, it's like a way of telling us that we're a type of creature that needs. What are those type of that depend on other animals? Symbiote relationships? No, that's different. Like tarantulas with the frogs, and the frogs eat like the pest, right? Or I forgot what called predator. What's it called? This gets into a really good subject of just like the human psychology. Like I'm not psyche. Is it psychology? Just human nature. I feel like it's human nature because we domesticate animals. We have pets. Pets is a little different because we don't eat our pets the way we domesticate animals to eat, right? And harvest like milk, fur, cotton, the wool. I mean wool. Cotton's the plant. I forgot wool. What's it called? But we have relationships, not just with other humans, but with animals. With pets, I feel like a tarantula has pet. This one tarantula has a frog. Yeah, damn, exactly. With frog. The tarantula frog pet refers to the unique relationship between certain frog species and tarantulas, particularly the Colombian lesser black tarantula and the dotted humming frog. These frogs often live alongside tarantulas, benefiting from their protection while the frog helps control pests like ants that the tarantula may not eat. But ants can take their food, can, can take the food that the tarantula is eating. If you consider keeping a tarantula frog as a pet, it's important to understand their care requirements, including basic needs. And I was looking at hippos relying on like the birds to eat the pest. A lot of animals like that, big animals, rely on little pets, little animals to eat their stuff, take care of their skin. I know it gets into that, but it gets crazy. It gets crazy in this movie. So they find out that like humans, I think cats and dogs were dying from a disease. I want to say that it was like a disease killing them. And of course us human beings, we need pets, right? We need pets. We need companionship from animals, not just human beings. Let's get into the subject of pets. Having pets. It's become a worldwide thing, right? Having a That's ancient. Having pets is ancient. Cause I was gonna say it might stem from people like not being really social anymore, and all they have are pets to socialize with. I think it's become a problem, or like because people start to treat their pets like children. They call their pets kids. I have 3 kids at home. Cats. It's like crazy. They have them in. They have them in freaking baby carts, whatever they're called, carriages for them. Clothes. It's just crazy. But pets are ancient, and not just that domestication. It's practically a pet. You take care of it. You feed it. Yeah, you slaughter it at the end of the day and eat it or like sell it. But like pets are a little different subject. Pets are like something you love to death. Like you take care of. Like you don't want to die. You want to watch it grow old, right? A pet. Take care of it. But it becomes wild because the cats and dogs in this universe start dying. So humans resort to monkeys, chimpanzees, I think monkeys. Nah, really apes. I think it was really apes because in the movies they're all apes, chimpanzees, apes, orangutans are apes pretty much, right? Great apes. There's other kinds. The silverback gorillas, the gorillas. They think they were chimps, and these were their orangutans. But they started using them as pets, and they ended up liking them more because the chimpanzees and everything, the apes, they have hands and everything, right? Thumbs, hands. So they were able to do more for people. And people started training them more and more and more. And they just became naturally intelligent. If you think about it, like they started teaching them a lot more. We look at real examples. We look it up. This movie gets into some interesting. Learning how to use tools. It's become a recent thing where they found out they can like they're starting to use rocks, sticks as like little spears and shit. Little pokers and prods to get like food. This is 16 years ago. Jeez. 17. Well, like orangutans, I heard they could drive boats. The one that driving the cart. We'll get into dogs right now too, because dogs are starting to able to like. I've seen videos of the dogs using the buttons to talk.
Whoa. This one must have been a good one.
They ruined that movie. I didn't see that, but I heard they ruined it. I believe everyone. This is pretty much what they were teaching them in the movie. They were teaching them how like more and more and more. And they naturally just began to pick up. Of course, everything you learn and know, it can become genetic, like knowledge and shit, like natural behaviors, what you eat. Of course, they gotta teach it. They teach their young and everything. And I heard in the wild they started teaching them like they even know about medicine. I think they found out recently they're using like medicine. Medicinal. This was a huge thing recently, like
Now,
last year.
reaching for some medicine or cream in the first aid kit to treat an injury is fairly common for us, but it is not something we expect animals to do. For the first time, scientists in Indonesia have spotted a wild orangutan treating a wound on his cheek by applying a paste from a medicinal plant.
This is in the wild. The uprising in the movies, the uprising happens with humans, teaching them, and of course breeding. Of course with having apes as pets, you're gonna breed them more. So they started breeding them. They started breeding them, and they became really smart. And at the same time, while this was going on, there was tension with like the war and everything, the Cold War and like nuclear war. The Cold War, pretty much. This movie came out '68. It's about right. Cold War era and shit, '60s and all that stuff. James Bond. That's where you get James Bond movies, all that stuff. Conquest. But yeah, they pretty much became smart and they rebelled. They began to rebel. The apes. They got tired. They got tired of being bossed around, and they rebelled. And then humans began using the nukes, and then everything just went off. And this is Beneath the Planet Apes. They get into the nukes in the Beneath the Planet Apes. So in this one, they find out there's like a cult of human beings who got infected by the radiation and survived. And they got like superpowers from it. And they have like telekinetic powers and everything. It's pretty crazy. And they worship a nuke as like a god. It's like a little tower. The big ass nuke. It's like a golden big ass nuke. And they like worship it, waiting for the day it explodes. It's a good ass movie. The second one's really good. I'm pretty sure that's the one. And then this one's the one where they escape. Where I think they find out they're able to build the ship again and everything. Oh yeah, no, 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 no. I don't want to spoil it too much. Actually, it's a really good movie series. But then it's a good movie. The apes escape. These two scientist apes didn't really like because so the first movie's about the humans. The humans are the main cast, and the apes are like, what the fuck are they? Like it's such an interesting ass like, oh, what the fuck. And then the next movies get more into the apes about their society and how they like and what they know. And like the orangutans are like the top apes and they know the true history of like the wars the humans did, but the other apes don't know. Like the ape population doesn't know. It gets into a whole cool. It gets into a dope ass like it gets to a dope ass like whole series, a dope ass lore story. It's pretty dope. The one I haven't seen is Battle for the Planet. I haven't seen this one. I've seen this one. This is the last one I remember, but I barely remember it. I barely remember it. This was the one I have to see. I can't say too much about this one, but they get into a good subject. Even the new movies, we look at the new ones. Oh yeah, Tim Burton did a series. All right. Where's the first movie? So the first movie of the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, it's really good because it touches on the same subject of human beings having like pets and affection for like animals, the same way like we might have affection for human beings, right? Other people. And then it kind of touches on who's the character? We looked that movie up. The guy who James Franco, the person who James Franco played Will. So in the first movie, Will, the scientist who created the drug that made them smarter, the apes. So touching on this subject, he had the urge to like have a more connection to his pet monkey, his pet ape, chimpanzee, on a human level, like to the point where like it's crazy. Wait, it was on accident though. No, his mother, I forget, because his mom. Okay, getting into the backstory of this series. I never seen that one. I want to see that one. I heard it wasn't good. That movie was good. Kingdom of the I liked it. The new ones are pretty dope. They're pretty dope. I've seen them all. They're pretty dope. They're pretty fucking badass. But the Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So his mom, the drug that he was making, gets exposed to the toxin. To the toxin. Pretty much the toxin at that point. Was it? Yeah, it was toxic to human beings, but not to the apes. To the apes, it made them smarter. So the mom was infected. So Caesar, the ape, he was already like the chimpanzee, the ape. He was already prone to have the new one that Will was making, because Will, the one the mom was infected, Caesar's mom was infected by the one that failed. That was the first prototype of his cure he was making for like Alzheimer's. Will. So his second prototype, since Caesar's already infected, I'll say it that way, with his genetics, are already prone to be ca- compatible with the new prototype that Will makes. And that's the prototype that Caesar uses on all the monkeys in the cages. It's pretty dope. Fuck. I gotta buy these series. The whole entire series would be insane collection. DVDs. I don't know about the Planet of the Apes. I don't know about the Mark Wahlberg one. I have to check that one out. But for sure, I'll buy all of the other ones. It's a really good series. But they touch on the same subject, people having pets. And do our pets pick up? That's another thing I want to touch on. Do our touching on, because when I look at my pets, But when you have a pet that grows really old, because that's the other thing. Certain pets they don't live long, so they're not really able to learn much. They don't have much of a lifespan, so they can't learn much or like be around you to observe you. Because dogs they watch what you do. Dogs, cats, maybe fish. I'm not too sure about fish or lizards. Probably lizards or snakes. I'm sure they watch what you do. Alligators. There's videos of people treating them like dogs, which is pretty crazy. Pretty sure your neighborhood squirrels, birds, they watch you and observe and see what you're doing and be like, what the fuck is he doing? Why does he do that? But like I've had moments where I look at my pets. I've had a Chihuahua. He was 19. He got to 19. He passed away like a year ago. Old ass dog, but he was smart. Like he was pretty smart towards the end. Like he knew a lot about everything. That dog, he knew a lot about human behavior, other dog behavior. He was chill as fuck towards the end. Like he was smart as fuck. Like he seemed pretty aware. It was crazy. Like he would look at me sometimes and it would be like weird as fuck. It would be like, well, you're watching me, like you'd be just observing me. It would just be weird as fuck. It'd be funny. Like I would be watching him, like that's the vibe I would get. He would, my pet, my dog would watch me the way I would watch him and observe him, right? But the way I observe him is in like a scientific, like biology way, right? Seeing an animal and it's seeing an animal and how it behaves in the habitat you put it in, the environment, right? That it lives in. I wonder if they do the same thing. Because the way you look, my dog used to look at me, even the dog we have right now, the way they look at you and observe you, shit's weird. The fact that certain chimps in the wild, they have footage of them using sticks and all that other stuff. Using, we're just watching this right now. A wounded wild orangutan seen using plant as medicine.
Our reporter Georgina Ranard has more.
This is Rakus. He's just been injured, probably after fighting with other male orangutans. Now he's preparing to do something we are all familiar with, trying to heal a wound. That's what scientists in Indonesia believe he was doing when they saw him putting medicinal leaves on his injury.
Those eyes were
First lay on it
crazy.
for 13 minutes and then repeatedly applied the plant juice from his mouth directly onto the wound. This looked similar to a wound plaster. It healed also quite fast, so within a couple of days it was already fully closed.
A month later, the injury was completely gone. Scientists had never before seen a wild animal apparently healing its own wound.
What
It's
plant
another
was it?
sign of how close we are to great apes.
We humans, we treat our wounds, but also
Something we expect animals to do. For the first time, scientists in Indonesia have spotted a wild orangutan treating a wound on his cheek by applying a paste from a medicinal plant. Our reporter Georgina
What
Ranard has
plant?
more.
This is Rakus. He's just been injured, probably after fighting with other male orangutans. Now he's preparing to do something we are all familiar with, trying to
Damn.
heal a wound. That's what scientists in Indonesia believe he was
Took a
doing when
chunk
they
out
saw
of
him
him.
putting medicinal leaves on his injury.
He was eating on it for 13 minutes and then repeatedly
Oh,
applied
they
the
don't even
plant
tell you
juice
which
from his
plant.
mouth.
That's a dope ass plant. What the fuck? Anyone could do that probably then. The animals do it, you can do it. What the fuck? Nuclear injuries. Thorium. What the hell? They won the race. What the fuck? The obvious news in the world. Yeah. Explain airship. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Jeez. Big ass pot. Hmm. What? Sick ass dude.
Globe's S.
I heard they're docile usually, chilling. I heard crocodiles are the one you gotta look out for. They're the hunters. I think they're the ones that get up. Alligators get up too. But crocs are the ones that evolved from the fucking running ass ones. From like 10 million years ago or some shit. The fucking running ass alligators, imagine. An alligator that had like long ass legs and just running at you. Those existed at one point, I think. That's a hell no. Emotional support. That's the thing. If an animal's been around you, they're gonna learn your behavior. It's the same thing with their enemies, with the animal ops. That's why they know what their ops are. Learn behavior. A deer is gonna know a canine, wolf, right? Any canine. It's gonna run away. Because it learns. They know. They learn. It's just crazy.
Also,
I remember when I got really sick. I was in the hospital for months. My little dog didn't see me for months. And then I would go home and he would act all like shy. Like it looked like he felt bad for me. That shit was crazy. Like he looked sad, like he looked felt bad for me. He'd be like all gentle with me. That little doggy. Miss that little guy.